Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, Episode 2! Shout out to our Patreon subscribers. If you are a Patreon member of $5 a month or more, then you are getting this early.
So yes, so they all come into the workroom, and Latrice and Lashauwn are really seeming to bond. Like, Latrice seems like immediately like Lashawn's drag mom in a way. Like,
yeah, she's like reaching
hey girl,
out.
what's up? Like, let's stick together and let's have a little chitty chat. And so she's like giving her a pep talk, like, you better speak up, girl.
Right, you're a little too
In
quiet.
the background.
Meanwhile, Kenya is just like riding a broom and screaming. Yeah, right. Ah, it's great. I laughed.
It made me laugh. I liked it a lot.
You gotta speak up because this.
The people in the background are stealing your shot.
Yep.
Speak up. Can everybody hear me?
And then we get the mini challenge, which is padding is the foundation of drag, and they have to all do different bottoms. So we got apple bottoms, the ghetto booties, and the badonkadonks.
Badonkadonk.
Jiggly does like cellulite realist, which made me laugh.
It made me laugh too.
And then, oh my god, Sharon's wearing these like crazy lips and her white hair. And then I just love that. So she just, it's like just pantyhose. There's no like pants. And so she's like holding her purse in front of her goodies like, oh, such a lady. But then she turns around, it's just her ass. I mean, her pantyhose ass, but it made me laugh. And then Milan's was just a square.
Yeah, I was confused by that. It was like, it was weird.
It's just a square.
Madame LaQueer's was just literally falling apart and a disaster.
Seems like your pants are coming down, madame.
Madame.
But so, Willem, Fifi O'Hara,
and Chad
are the winners.
Are the winners! And they get to be team captains for this week.
You'll be transforming yourselves into wrestling's trashiest fighters.
They have to have heroes and villains, faces and heels.
Right.
And they're gonna do backstage, you know, like rivalry, and then they're gonna learn how to wrestle each other. This seemed like a liability.
No, absolutely.
But this is the introduction to Sharon's pants that I'm obsessed with. They're these skinny jeans, and one leg is black and one leg is white, and I just love them. I always loved them. And she's wearing like a jack-o'-lantern t-shirt. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's great. I just love like off-season Halloween stuff. It makes me laugh. Or Christmas stuff. Anyway, just like completely off-season holiday things make me laugh.
Okay. Oh boy, so then my favorite part. This was so silly. They go in and they walk through and it's like this big ring.
Yeah.
And then there's these big old dumb wrestling buff beefy daddy, like, I don't know.
All of those things you described are correct.
Right?
Yes, they were buff beefy daddy wrestlers.
Not necessarily yummy.
You didn't say yummy.
I didn't. I'm saying they weren't. I was just making sure it was clear. The first one was yummy. Ish.
Well, he goes on he's wearing a sleeveless hoodie and like a Speedo.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like rough.
But I'm Hollywood's own.
Hollywood's own Joey Ryan.
I'm Hollywood's own Joey Ryan.
Oh, I mean, how generic is that? Joey Ryan.
Was the hoodie like to indicate that he was in charge?
Because
everyone else was just shirtless.
Right, but he's in charge.
I got this hoodie on for a reason.
Yep.
Yo soy Héctor, el chido Canales.
Oh boy, and then Mr. KOS, King of Submissions.
I'm Mr. KOS, the King of Submissions, Ryan Taylor.
Ryan Taylor! Oh boy, oh no.
Oh, the Dur face on him.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good, and the long hair.
Oh boy. We didn't get a lot with them, though.
No, I would have liked more, I'll be honest. I would have liked more of them being, the contestants being thirsty for them. Yeah. And like playing around.
Like, yeah, really, now grab me and throw me down. Right? Like, come on.
Like, they should have been a little more playful.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the professionalism of, like, we want you to not injure yourself.
You to not hurt yourself.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued for this.
But a couple of little cheeky...
Exactly. Yeah. For whatever reason, I just thought of the scene in Troop Beverly Hills when she learned CPR.
Of course you did.
If it's for the sake of instruction, I guess you'll have to give mouth to mouth.
Oh, thanks so much.
There's going to be heroes and there's going to be villains. And Hollywood's own Joey Ryan is
You gotta make them hate you.
As a villain, they have to hate you. And Willem just goes, so just be yourself.
Yeah.
To Jiggly. It was shady and good.
Make us hate you. Be yourself.
I got this. Fuck y'all, I don't give a shit. New York, baby!
I'm not from New York.
I'm not from New York. Okay, Fifi. It's like that same, it's like, well, you don't have to take it so literal. You can act like you're from New York.
Or you could say, fuck you, I'm from Pacoima. Or
Sure.
whatever.
I'm from Chicago.
Whatever it needs to be.
Right?
And then, well, we don't care about Madame LaCreu's ankle because then it didn't end up
It didn't matter a tiny little bit.
Don't worry about my ankle.
I am going to worry about it because it's important. If your ankle's hurting and you can't do something, you need to let me know because I can't read your mind.
They have to perform as their characters. Faces in the heels.
Yeah, they have this whole setup.
Oh, this big fake crowd of extras with
I mean, they were
signs.
real.
I mean, they were real people. It wasn't like arena. It wasn't like paper mache people just like...
I mean, I kind of would have loved that.
Just a whole audience of what are the
inflatable balloon man.
Inflatable balloon. Just a whole slew of them. So not mad at that.
No.
Like in a music video or something.
Oh, that'd be
Like
pretty
an audience
fabulous.
of
Yes.
inflatable balloon arms.
Yes.
I like it. I wonder, there's no way to like unison them. Unless they were close enough to each other that they kind of whacked each other in a sway.
They might, yeah, you could kind of get them to do like the wave where it's like, oh, now they all move this way.
Now I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
But anyway, no, there's actual people there. And they have to come in, and Fifi's team is up first. They're backstage. There's a bunch of little mini urinals.
They were just regular urinals. I don't know.
But they looked tiny.
Well, they were in the background, and they were the waterless kind of ones or whatever, where it's like...
And then there was a sink, and I was like, what's... I guess it was like a locker room?
But like...
Why urinals? That's so male. You know, maybe they were like, we requested a bathroom set. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a row of urinals.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about Fifi accidentally gave Kenya and Latrice hair growth serum or something. At least it was like a thing that they said happened, even though like the visual of it didn't really read.
It didn't really read. That was the problem. Ru had been like, in the workroom, they were telling us, they're like, oh, so we're going to have beards. And Ru's like, are you actually going to have beards? The luscious ladies have to look luscious. So
right.
It's like, okay, but like also it probably would have been funny.
Yeah, I think it would have been funny.
If it was like a fake, like a pasty beard, and then maybe someone rips it off of them, right?
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny.
It would have
Yeah,
been.
they should have gone with that because this was like, their hair was a lot. Like, Kenya kind of looked like she had bushy eyebrows, I think. You know, it wasn't like clear, like, that's what happened.
Right.
But Latrice and Kenya come in and they're just like a ball of energy.
Yes.
Latrice the Feast and Killer Kenya.
Boosts Kenya up and
flops right over.
Shit into the ring.
Oh my god.
And Michelle, everyone's like... But she gets right back up, it's okay. I thought Fifi and Lashauwn were like perfectly... I mean, well, Fifi was better than Lashauwn, I thought.
Yes, yes.
Fifi really stayed in character and was like doing a bit with her voice and Lashauwn was really bad at acting scared. Like he was like, oh no.
That was
but not even in a funny way.
No, and I just didn't get a lot from them from the interactions. And like someone said later in the judging, it felt fake. In not a fun, obvious way either. Right. It wasn't like, let's make a joke about like, oh, how this is so fake. It was just like, oh, we're not very good at this.
So Kenya is like bouncing up and down like a monkey from, like a flying monkey from Wizard of Oz, just like, whatever, like going into the splits and stuff. And Latrice is just beating the shit out of Fifi. And then...
Was this where they beat the mug? Yes.
Kenya goes and gets a big makeup powder poof and just starts going, bah, bah, show you how to beat a mug, bitch! And she's just wet.
It's great.
And it was really funny. And Ru's face is just like, Latrice and Kenya were really good.
Yeah, I agree.
And I do love that, like, Latrice is the tallest and Kenya is the smallest.
Oh my god.
It was like it was Biggie Smalls and Little Kim all over again. Baby, baby!
So then Team Willem was Willem and Dida Ritz.
Yes.
And then Jiggly and the Princess.
Yes.
And...
Well, it started... I'm still not quite sure what was the rivalry, right? It's like,
We saw you two in Coach Carter's office. Oh, so that's how we got kicked out of school? Because of y'all bitches?
we saw you in Coach Carter's office, like after school, and then Jiggly's like, is that why we got kicked out of school? Because you told on us, bitch? And it was like, what's going on? There was like a backstory that I was like, what?
I don't even think I picked up on that much. Like, I don't know.
About, like, so were they sleeping with the coach? And then it was like, what's going on?
Yeah, it just wasn't the clarity concept.
Wasn't well drawn.
No.
So I was like, huh? Because of that and because there wasn't a lot of personality just on a whole on that team, it was pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
Jiggly, I thought, did the most. Like, she was really living for, like, being a bitch.
Yeah, she was. I agree. I thought she did the most of all of them. Because, like, I'm trying to, like, Willem was pretty forgettable.
I mean, they're, like, pulling Willem on the ropes.
Oh, yeah, that was silly.
And then they pull his shorts off, and he's like the copper tone baby, like, my butt, oh no. And so, like, that was the most memorable.
Right. My butt, oh no, says the guy who's like, oh, I thought we were doing athletics, so I'm wearing a jockstrap.
Does the jockstrap help you to be more athletic?
I mean, it is called an athletic supporter, but...
If you can't be an
athlete, be an athletic supporter.
Is that joke? Is that what that joke is?
Yeah.
I love it.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
I did not.
Good.
Get that joke until right now, and I love it.
Good. And there's wrestling in that, too.
Yes.
He tries wrestling. He tries all sorts of sports.
With the beefy guy.
Yeah, the beefy guy. They were not in the same weight class.
No, they weren't.
Are you crazy?
Actually, now that we talk about it, though, there's one of the guys that he, like, competes against. Maybe it was the runner that she goes out with.
Yeah, the meathead guy.
Maybe. He was kind of cute. I feel like I always had a little thing for him.
I always thought he was a homosexual.
Well, maybe that's why I had a thing for him.
Always.
And I never really put it together.
No,
he definitely was like, because he had his little, he had like his Letterman's jacket and then like the cardigan. Defo.
Yeah, I was always like.
Yeah. No wonder I was always into him.
His beard, right? Like it was like, I thought so, but.
Oh my God.
So we definitely have to retro review Grease.
Absolutely.
But no, so like, why does a jockstrap help you in sports?
You know, I don't actually know.
Okay.
My guess,
because it's like a cup, but that's different.
No, you put the cup inside of the
but you
jockstrap.
could put that inside underwear.
You could.
So okay.
I think maybe the elastic keeps it like taut, and then maybe because it's assless, you.
Is it sort of like wearing a bra as a girl if you're running? Like, ooh, I need a bra that.
But don't you want? It's more like a sports bra.
Bounce.
It's like you control the bounce, perhaps.
The roll bounce? Okay.
I've never really known.
Okay, good. I just thought, I don't either, so I thought, oh, that's interesting.
I mean, maybe this is TMI, maybe not, but I've never really worn a jock strap for athletic purposes.
So then, last up is Chad's team.
Oh, I have an itch.
Oh, I have such an itch. And Sharon and Milan are the faces. Mm-hmm. They're the pretty girls. Mm-hmm. And I thought they looked gold and shiny and cute and everything. I like that. And they're talking, oh, I have such an itch down there. Oh, me too.
I woke up with an itch down there, an itch in my pubic hair. I've got snatch scratch fever too.
And then the bitch kickers come in. Chad and, oh my God, Chad and Madame LeQueer.
Oh, this was really good. This was where you could see Chad's work.
The professionalism.
Yes.
How's it hanging, scratching, sniffs?
And just like the creativity and the experience, and like you're like, oh, okay.
They seemed like they're from another planet or something, like a John Waters movie.
They must have gotten our special delivery we sent in when we banged their boyfriends.
I was like, is this like Murky and Lurky from Rainbow Bright? Like it was like they were such an odd pair, and Chad's really just hamming it up with that, you know, whatever. And Madame LeQueer is just some like feral animal that she keeps on a chain. Like, what is this?
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
And the big tits. With, like,
it's great.
And then she's like, oh, scratch and sniff. I hope you got our present after we slept with your boyfriends. And I was like, that's just as shady to them. Like, we clearly have STDs, but we gave it to your boyfriend. just to be extra bitches about it. It's like, what? And then they just threw Sharon around like a little toothpick that she is,
really
and that close up on her tuck.
Oh my, right?
Just like a
what tuck?
Close up on that. I mean, it made me laugh.
Yeah, me too. I thought Madame LaQueer did a really great job.
Oh yeah, and I think it was smart. I mean, they didn't really show their creative process of like coming up with the ideas.
No, I would have liked that.
And so I don't know if it was like Chad's idea, like, hey, since you're not as fluent in English, maybe it would be better if you are more physical and make, grunts or whatever. And like, that would be a easier angle for you to take or something like that. You don't have to learn lines.
I would be interested to see who came up with this premise and whatever.
I bet it was Chad.
It was either Chad or Sharon.
Yeah. Well, and they must have written all these scripts themselves.
Sure.
It wasn't like, here's your script, learn
Right,
it.
no. So that's interesting. I would have liked to have seen more of that. But I thought that this was the best one of like characterization and
it was the best characterization, story, the rivalry behind the scenes was the best, the wrestling was the best, like it was just all around the best.
Yeah. So then there's like a little bit of a tragedy mirror, getting ready.
Tragedy mirror light.
What was nice about it was, so someone asked Madame LaQueer about her parents.
Yeah, oh, how do your parents feel about you doing drag? And she's like, we don't really talk.
My family for me are my friends. They're the best friends in the whole world. Baby, don't. It's okay, mommy.
And Chad gets really choked up about it because it's clearly hits close to home.
Yeah.
And then Sharon gives like a pretty fabulously nice speech about like,
we're selfish, vain creatures of beauty, and isn't it bizarre how we make the best friends in the world?
So quick commercial break, and then we will be back with the runway and the critiques and Untucked.
And a lip sync.
Oh yes.
Ish.
Half of one. So Ru comes down the runway, and she kind of looks like a Mexican serape gay flag. It was like a piñata. I don't know.
I was giving me some like Lollapalooza, stripes with her hair looked beautiful. I mean, it was whack. There was a lot of ruffles.
A lot of ruffles.
Ruffle. But somehow
I didn't mind it.
Didn't mind it.
I thought this one looked more unique and expensive and exciting than last week's.
Yeah.
So then Billy B is here instead of Santino.
Oh my God. It was always such a sassy bitch.
Sassy bitch. And then...
Great. The two sports ball players.
Yeah.
Rick Fox.
Yep.
And John Sally are there. And Michelle is there.
Yeah.
As usual.
Good evening. May I take your purse as usual, or for the first time?
First on the runway is Miss Kenya Michaels as a living doll.
Oh my God.
Well, she has Sia's wig.
She has Sia's wig before Sia had
Sia's
this wig.
I mean, it was a little Nicki Minaj.
She looked so gorgeous.
So cute and gorgeous, and like this cute pink party dress, and it was very My Super Sweet 16, literally. She might be 16, I'm not sure.
So then next was Lashauwn Beyond. And this is like a, gumdrop, jawbreaker.
Gumdrop fantasy.
With the little, she has the gum dispenser.
I didn't mind the dress so much.
Uh-huh.
It was a kind of fun idea, had these gumdrops on it, and then the rainbow tulle skirt.
Well, they weren't gumdrops or the...
Gumballs.
Gumballs.
They were gumballs.
Gumballs.
What are gumdrops?
Those are like the kind of jelly, like in Candyland.
Oh, okay. So gumballs.
Yeah.
And I thought the dress was the least of her problems. That's what I'll say. Her face, her makeup was really...
One note?
Washed out or something.
Yeah.
Like, look, she had face-tuned herself to oblivion. You know what I mean? Like, it was like... I can't quite tell your features.
That was that she didn't define anything.
Yeah.
It was like, where's your cheekbones?
Where's your chin? Where's your nose? It was just like a little blurry or something.
Yeah.
And then the wig was like, okay, I think, she should have had gumballs in her hair. I don't think she did.
That would have been cuter.
That would have been cute. Crown of gumballs, something. Yes. It didn't.
Oh, like a little gumball tiara.
It would have been cute.
Oh, that would have been so cute.
And would have elevated the hair.
Yeah.
But the makeup.
I mean, the wig was still really bad.
It was not great. It wasn't as bad as other people's wigs, that's all I'll say. So the next on the runway is Sharon Needles, giving us some girly girl realness.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this was very smart
of
Sharon. She easily could have been like, that's not my kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I don't need to change my aesthetic for them. Blah,
right,
blah, blah,
right,
blah.
Well, no.
But I thought it was really clever of her to just be like, oh, you bitches thought I couldn't do this? Here.
Yeah.
Cool, moving on. Anyway, next, you know, it was good. Her face it's like almost a painting. It's painted like...
It was cool. It was
interesting. It wasn't just beauty makeup.
No.
It had another level.
Yeah.
And then this like cute gold party dress. Like the outfit was fine, but like the whole look together, and because it's Sharon, it was like, oh, you really...
Because it was unexpected. It was like something,
The wig looked cute with the hair, the big flowers in her hair and everything.
Next is Jiggly Caliente. May I call you Jiggly?
Yes, mama.
This was better than last week.
Oh, that's for sure. It was better than last week.
She had this like, what was the fabric that you...
It almost looked like, remember that? It looked like those kind of stuffed animals you'd get that were like iridescent snakes.
Yes. Yes.
You know what
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Where it was like, here are all the scales of like, yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you knew exactly what I was talking about. And then the skirt was this purple ruffled. It looked not well made.
It looked kind of cheap.
So, you know, better than last week is what I'd say. But
It's an
didn't love it. Next on the runway was Milan. I thought this was probably my favorite look of the night.
Yeah.
I'll reserve the right to change my mind. I think this might be the best Milan has ever looked and will ever look for the rest of the season. I'm just putting it out there. She looked great.
She looked great.
The wig was on point. The face was on point. The outfit, I mean, it was all there. It was this really cute, sort of edgy, editorial, like, polka dotted see-through Barbie doll baby doll dress with like the big bow, and then it was just a little edgy with like the black corset.
It was like, ooh, it's see-through and sheer, and there's a black corset.
I know, somehow it reminded me of like a Richard Avedon photo. Like you'd see her like leaping through the streets of Paris,
absolutely,
right, with an umbrella.
It's like black and white, but then there's the pop of red, and
like something. I was like, oh, I want to see this in a photograph somehow. I don't know. I really liked this from her, and I liked that it wasn't just like cute, pink, girly. Like, a lot of people went like super sweet 16.
Sure,
I'm a
Lisa
girl.
Frank, Little Pony.
Yeah, like little girl.
Yeah,
and this was like really cute, like girl. This nailed it for me.
Yeah. So the next was Madame Laquia
with this big asymmetrical
hair.
Wig. I didn't love the wig.
No, wasn't the worst of the night.
It was still not the worst of the night. I didn't hate this wig. It wasn't like terrible, but I was like, well, I don't know if that was doing you any favors.
Sure.
As well as, I didn't think the silhouette was doing her any particular favors. It looked like too little girly or something. Like the skirt was really short, but then the petticoat was really showing. And it wasn't like a pop of petticoat. It was like there was like 4 inches of like this fabric skirt ended, and then there was just petticoat. Like it looked like she lost part of her dress kind of thing.
Sure. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, but it just was like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't like, oh yeah, you nailed this look.
Often, I find drag queens will throw on a big black wide belt over something to cinch their waist. I understand, but it doesn't like add to the look. And later when we were watching Untucked, I noticed like Sharon perfectly matched her like salmon colored belt with her shoes and the flower in her hair. And it was like, oh, that's how I am okay with that big wide cheesy belt.
Right.
Right? You've like incorporated it into look instead of, oh, and I'm just adding this black belt.
This big black belt to help cinch my waist, or like,
you know, it didn't really go with the fabric.
Right.
Where there's smoke, there's a pussy on fire.
This is why I love the show.
This is why I love coming on this show.
It's like, he was like losing his mind. Next up was Dida Ritz. Ooh, this wig. Ooh, this was the worst wig of the night. This was, I think, her walk-in wig.
You think it's the same wig?
It looked like the same flat, shake and go, tangled wig. And I was like, what is this? It was horrible.
It's bad.
And then the dress, it looked like, you probably didn't have this because you're not a girl. It looked like when you'd wear a big long t-shirt to bed as like a little, but like you were like, I'm a little girl, so it had like a tutu skirt on it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Didn't have that.
It was like, and it's my nightgown, but it's a t-shirt with a tutu skirt. Well, everyone wore big old t-shirts to bed, right?
Oh, okay, cool. I definitely did. I had a couple that were my favorites.
Your dad's t-shirt, you just wear it, throw it on.
I would like buy, when we'd go on vacation, I'd buy like extra large so that I could wear it to sleep in.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then like this sort of like limp bow on her head.
Yeah.
With the limp wig.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
No.
I love Dida. It wasn't great.
So then next was Chad Michaels. I liked this. I didn't love it.
I didn't love it. Those boots.
Oh God, the boots. Oh, I forgot. I mean, the boots
You
were.
forgot about the boots.
She came out and I was like, yeah, oh no. The boots are really bad, and I was surprised at her. She knows better. She should know better.
I mean, I think she was going for like a country girl, you know? Like, I think.
Meets Beverly Hills. Like, I don't know.
I think it was a choice she was making.
Yes.
It was the wrong choice.
It was the wrong choice.
I mean, she looks like Paris Hilton, right? She's
sure.
got like the cute little pink dress on. She looked polished.
Mm-hmm.
The boots were terrible.
Awful.
So next on the runway was the princess in this. I mean, again, I liked that this was at least a little different.
Sure,
Like,
I mean, it was
I'll be
blush.
my
It was
super
still
sweet 16 punk rocker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which I guess, yeah, that's fun.
You know, it was okay. I mean, she looked like Avril Lavigne or something. You know,
Sure.
like, I'm punk rock. You know, like, yeah. And you're like, well. And then she's got like a Spencer jacket, like a Regency era, sort of like with the shoulders. Just this, you know, just right here. It's odd. And then, I mean, the wig. The windblown wig.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't mad at it.
It was something.
It was something, and it was the most interesting part of the look. So I was like, what's this?
Right. I mean, it just looked a little bit like she was frozen to the side of a mountain and, like, you know, it was like the real windy. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
just frozen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was wacky.
It was.
But, you know, I was like, well, you did your wig.
Sure.
Hey.
Yeah.
You did
You
something.
styled it. You did something with it.
You styled that wig. You didn't just put it on your head.
So then next was Fifi O'Hara. And I think she misunderstood the assignment.
Well, in the voiceover, she goes, I was going for a dragged out Miami housewife. And I was like, well, you nailed that, but that was not the assignment.
No, it was Girly Girl Realness. Also, I just felt like this was the opposite. Rather than going girly or whatever, you know, she went matronly.
Woman. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She really aged herself.
And it was
looked
just
like a mask of makeup. There was so much makeup, and it was so dark.
Yeah, it was. Choices.
Yeah, but, you know, it was polished at least. Her hair
Sure.
was fabulous and large.
Yes.
The next on the runway was Latrice motherfucking Royale, looking fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little, like...
Simple,
but her face was beat, and her wig, and her jewels.
She just stomped and owned the runway.
And she just owns it. I mean, she was, like, wearing a tube skirt and a shirt.
Yep.
And they were hot pink. It was not the most inventive outfit.
No.
But it's Latrice motherfucking Royale, so she really does. She wins me over. I
Yes,
mean,
that is very true.
I'm biased. There you go. I fucking love her.
So then last was Willem.
Once again, she's basically naked.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this was.
Me either. This, like...
It was like
a cowgirl.
A cropped jean vest.
Yeah.
A ruffled pink panty with like a white belt and then a satin
Bow bustle? Yeah.
Bow bustle?
Yeah.
On the back, I didn't know what this was.
No. I don't think it was good.
It looks like her face is on the wrong body. Like, it looks like, and they photoshopped a face onto this body. It's weird.
A little bit. It is weird.
Maybe it's her face, too. Like, she's doing like
she's just like, ooh, I'm Willem.
I don't know. It looked like, you know, like a little pageant girl that just, like, never got new clothes.
Sure.
Like, she was been wearing these clothes since she was 6, and she just kept wearing the same outfit. Baby June, you know what I mean? It was like, sing out Louise, you know, like it was just this, we spent tons of money on that cropped jean vest. We can't get a new one, you know? I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. So Team Chad wins.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And Chad and Madame LaQueer, since they were
the
partners, they win together.
Yes.
So the winning team goes back, and then they're critiquing everybody. And I did love, so everyone's like, oh my god, Kenya, you are so fucking beautiful. This is so fashion forward. We love you. We love you. They're just praising her, and Fifi's face.
Oh my god,
her bitter face.
Bitter face.
You look like a star. You look modern. You look fashionable.
I mean, maybe it's the shady editors and she was making that bitter face about
Yeah,
something else.
who knows?
I don't know, but I love
But it was funny because they kept cutting to her and Willem just having these envious, bitter faces, and it made me laugh.
I think you're the one to beat.
The judges were all talking, and Rick Fox is like, oh, Dida Ritz said she was going for Sex in the City, but it's more like Sex in the Alley.
And it was more like Sex in the Alley.
Oh, okay.
That outfit she
well,
had
I'm not
on.
going to turn that down either.
Lashauwn and the Princess are in the bottom. And they have to lip sync to Bad Girls by Donna Summer.
Bad girl.
Beat, beat.
Ooh, ooh. Toot, toot. Hey. Beat, beat.
Yeah. And, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about this. I mean, well, so Lashauwn takes her shoes off immediately.
And I'm like, oh great, what's she gonna do? She's gonna do some crazy...
She's gonna turn out some cartwheels or some crazy shit. I mean, even then, there's queens that have done all that shit in heels. I'll just say that. But yeah, you're like, oh, okay, she must have a reason for... Oh no, she just wanted to take her shoes off.
I mean, she never put them back on, so maybe her feet were killing her and she couldn't even...
I get.
Maybe she had like horrible blisters and she's
damn.
like, I don't know how to move. I don't know.
But then she should have turned it the fuck out.
Sure, right. Yes.
Or waited a little bit and kicked them off
Sure.
or something.
Yeah, dramatically kicked them off. Or...
Well, and then they got to Willem and he's just like...
To do the whole song with no shoes, in closed-toed pantyhose, like a webbed-footed duck.
Her drag mother is going to give her a talking to. It was just pretty like low energy all around, and I was like, so double elimination?
I mean, I wouldn't have been angry at it.
I mean, the princess had a little more energy
and she gave
was
good
having
lip
a little
work.
more fun, and she knew the song.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a tragedy.
It wasn't a train wreck, but
it was just a lot of. It was a little like, yeah, it was, you know, bad girls. You
Right.
know, it was like, yeah, I didn't see that fire.
Yeah, where it was like the energy, like, yeah, I want this. Didn't see that from either of them.
Lashauwn goes home.
Yep.
And the princess stays.
Yep, for now. So another quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. So this week on Untucked.
Ooh.
Girl.
Girl. Ooh, girl. What was going on with Chad's wig line?
Oh, I don't know. It's weird. It's like every week it falls apart in the Untucked lights.
It's like dry and patchy. It looked like plugs, like
Sure.
hair plugs.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on.
No, it kept getting worse and worse over the course, and I was like, oh no.
It's really distracted.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
What's going on with this? I
Mhm.
didn't notice it on the runway, but what's happening? But you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All the winners are in the back, and Sharon is sort of explaining the difference, or what she thinks is the difference between bullying and a read.
Girl, you look like a horse. Honey, that's fine. Horses have gorgeous legs. You look like you've been kicking all right, kicking flour. Put some lotion on them ashy ass knees.
And how, if it's all in good fun, having a witty comment here and there, there's a difference between that and like breaking someone down emotionally.
Sure, and like intention is important.
I mean, I thought for the most part I agreed with what she was saying.
I think so. I think it gets muddied, and you know, I don't know. It seems like there was a lot of talk of weight and insecurities and whatever.
Yeah.
She's putting on that mask to hide the fact that she does not like what is underneath her pancake makeup and her synthetic wig.
And I don't know exactly what they were referencing and exactly what was said and whatever.
Yeah, they
so
didn't really show a lot
the
of what they
bullying
were
in
talking
question.
about. Yeah.
I was out of line by saying that to everybody else. So let me apologize for that.
Perhaps that's what was leading in. I don't know what was leading into this
There's
conversation.
talk about like how something went down or somebody said something and Jiggly was very hurt by it or something, but they don't ever really show you what it is. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I don't know.
They had this whole kind of conversation about how Sharon was talking about Alaska.
I wouldn't date another drag queen. I think it's disgusting.
To say something's disgusting,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
that's a pretty harsh word. And
Yeah.
later Jiggly's like, maybe I shouldn't have said disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, that was maybe
Yeah.
too far or
Yeah.
whatever. She
Yeah.
should have said that to Sharon, but she
Right.
said it in the confessional.
Right.
But yeah, basically Jiggly is like, ew, two drag queens dating is like gross. And no. And Sharon's like, well then fuck her because like I've already tried to reach out to her and be nice to her
Right.
and like I'm not getting anything back. So I'm just gonna move on, basically.
Yeah. Knowing now that Jiggly has transitioned.
A lot of this episode was like about like her loving herself and accepting herself, being her own champion.
Yes.
A lot of it was like, oh, I think this part of this was her struggle to come to terms with the fact that, you know, she was wanting to transition.
Yes.
I think that is...
Well, and I think perhaps part of it too, because what really struck me was when she was explaining it later.
I think it's gross. For me, it's icky. I'm strictly dickly, and I want a straight up man.
My drag queen boyfriend is a straight up man.
I like manly men, and you know, I wouldn't
Right,
want
I'm
to date
all
a...
about dick and stuff.
Yeah, and so that was just interesting to me where it was like perhaps Jiggly's conception of drag is different than Sharon's. And so her idea of dating a drag queen would be very different. I don't know. It was just interesting.
It was interesting. I think that's not too far off. Ru comes onto the TV and is like, please go into the gold bar. There's something for you in this big pink box. And it's like, oh, Sharon, what's Sharon Needles missing? And they're like,
Chad gets it really quickly.
I mean, Chad's like, duh.
Yeah.
Chad
We've all watched the show.
Chad seems to understand what's happening
Yeah.
most of the time. Yeah. Well, earlier when he's like, Chad goes, I mean, what Jiggly said about you in Alaska is not okay. It's not fucking okay. Tell me what it was again for the camera. Like, he was like, and here's the lead-in. It was pretty good. I was like, okay, Chad, you get it.
What she said to you about your boyfriend is hands down fucking wrong. Tell us what she said.
Because I didn't hear it.
Professional.
She's a professional. But yes, they go into the gold bar, open the big pink box, and it's, what is Sharon Needles missing? Well, she's missing Alaska. And then when she starts to go, like, Alaska? What do you mean? Then she looks into the pink.
Oh my God, right? Like Alaska's gonna be in there.
What else is in there? Oh my God, it was good. And it's so funny to watch this now. I mean, knowing what happens, knowing that they subsequently break up, but like that Alaska has tried out every single season, never got on, and Sharon getting on before her and winning.
Well,
and all
Sharon didn't really touch on that too much.
It comes up later. We get our first taste of Alaska.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my God.
Really fun.
Oh boy, so this video was hilarious. Hi Sharon, it's your girlfriend and your boyfriend, Alaska. She's got this huge wig and it's crazy, like almost kiss makeup. Like it's like half kiss makeup.
Yeah.
I've been crying and I've been weeping and I've been cutting myself and...
I'm crying, I'm weeping, I'm cutting myself. Like, it was just like that perfectly like dark humor that you're like, oh, I get why they are maybe
together.
Still soulmates. I mean, you know, like they still talk about how they're like, well, you're still the love of my life, but we broke up. You know, it's still like, but you get why they're together. It's like that perfect, oh my gosh. And then the proposal fake out.
Might not be right to do this in a video message, but you're the love of my life, so I just want to ask you one thing. Did you take my fucking corset to Los Angeles?
Did you take my fucking corset to LA, bitch? But anyway, I love you, I love you, I love you. Bye. I don't know if she said bye yet.
I don't think she did.
I love you so much, I love you so much, come back.
Oh, it made me excited for
season 5.
Things to come and for seasons to come.
Yes.
And all of the above.
Yeah.
You could tell Alaska was the star.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yes.
You were like, oh.
You're like, oh, I want to see more from her.
On maybe the RuPaul's podcast or something, they've said to Alaska, like, America wasn't ready for you. Like,
I think Ru said that in there.
We had you in a holding pattern because we knew they weren't ready. You know what I mean? Like, we had to have the timing right for you or
and
whatever.
It's true.
Oh, it's definitely true. Oh my God, so then they come back to the main stage. And in voiceover was like, and then the girls got asked a very awkward question. Who do you think should go home? Jiggly, 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 Jiggly. Anyway, back in the Interior Illusions Lounge. Like, it was like really rude and I liked it.
I would probably say Jiggly.
I think that Jiggly.
Yeah, Jiggly.
I would have to say Jiggly too.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Awkward silence. And then Latrice is like, okay, girl, let's just get rid of this elephant in the room. I'm gonna take you to church. I'm gonna explain to you how the world works.
It's so good.
And you'll love me for it all the more. Like, it's never condescending. It's I mean, I love Latrice.
Yeah.
I can tell that she's not happy with herself. She kind of makes fun of herself before people make fun of her. Being big is not an excuse for failure. It's just not.
The wisdom.
The wisdom. She truly is royal. Like, she is royale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Embrace yourself. You have to love yourself wholeheartedly. Boy, what's your boy name? Paulo. Paulo needs to be loved.
To love yourself, and I was there, and I lost my mom, you know, because Jiggly was really talking about how her mother's death was really hard on her, and she hasn't really quite gotten to the other side of it where she can move forward. You never really move on, but move forward. And Latrice is like, girl, I was there, I was in prison, my mom died while I couldn't do anything about it.
So I understand your pain, especially when the one person who loves you unconditionally is gone. You feel like you're alone in this world. I know what you're feeling, baby. Trust me.
It took 4 years to get back, and it is hard work, and you have to work at it, and you have to work on yourself, and you have to be your own champion. And I was like, oh, getting a pep talk from Latrice is like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Good.
It was good.
It was good. I was like, ooh, goosebumps.
So I'm just letting you know that it can happen, but you gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen.
Everyone just listens.
Oh, that is absolutely true.
No one talks over Latrice.
No.
Even like chatty like Willems.
Oh yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Latrice is speaking.
Yeah. There will be no fuckery.
There will be no fuckery. Can't wait, I'm so excited.
So then back in the other room, Sharon has this whole thing about she's just like fangirling basically to Chad.
Yeah, right.
I'm just such a fan of your work, and I'm just such a fan of your work. And
I'm just such a fan of your work.
But so then it leads into this whole like
I know.
PSA about what I found really interesting about this was that Chad's PSA wasn't don't get work done.
No.
It was don't get back alley silicone.
Get good work done.
Anybody who tells you that it's safe is a fucking liar. You don't have to go get black market silicone.
You pay for the good stuff. It was good. I was like, yeah.
It's like, okay.
I mean, it was just terrifying. She tells the story, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, she's peer pressured into putting this.
Yeah, like this guy
poison
comes
in her
over
face,
with
and
a
it was
tub
like-
full of silicone that he just, oh my god,
So-
nope.
Anyway, it was very good, and she's just like, look, I'm totally fine talking about it. It was a very stupid mistake, and all of these things, and just don't make my mistake. Don't
Yep.
make the same mistake I did.
I appreciate that though too, that she wasn't just like, oh no, I don't talk about my work. You know,
Right,
it's
or
just,
like,
it's
oh,
just
no,
like, no, I gotta tell these bitches, don't make the same mistakes I did. I'm gonna share my
Because
wisdom.
she's a professional.
Yes. And she's not ashamed, you know?
No.
So all of the queens are together, and Jiggly is still having trouble. And
Right.
Fifi, the problem for me, Fifi seems to continually yell, don't make it an excuse then! You're making it an excuse!
But I'm not using that as a handicap. I'm not using that as, you know what, making it
I'm
an
not
excuse.
using it as a
Well, then don't
handicap.
use it as an excuse.
Well, she goes to 11.
She really does.
You know, she's like, Jiggly's trying to be like, you know, I was abused and beaten up as a child, and Fifi's like, so was I! And you're like, I mean, that's horrible. But like, you're clearly also not dealing with this maybe particularly well. Like, she just starts yelling at her, and then Jiggly is like, but I have my problem. You know, they're both
Right.
like basically just like comparing scars, and you're like, I don't think this is productive. But then Fifi does say, like, I'm here, cry on my shoulder.
And girl, if you ever needed someone to talk to, I'm here. And if you want to cry it out, get my shoulder wet. I'm here to listen.
You
Yes,
know, like,
which
she's
was
like,
this was really nice.
I'm
Everyone,
here if you want to talk about it. And
Dida said, you know, like,
So-
we're here for you, girl. And
they like, you know, enveloped her.
we
They were
love you. You don't know me. And they're like, well, this was,
You don't even know me. But what I do know of you, I love. And you're probably not used to that, but that's the kind of person I am, and that's the kind of people I roll with.
I want to be friends with Latrice.
Oh my god, right? Basically, Latrice is just like, you have to put the work in, and you have to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And it did feel like Jiggly was holding back. It's a little illuminating to know now that she has since transitioned, and it's like, oh, I think a lot of the emotions that were stemming from all of these other things she was talking about were also kind of swirling around in that.
I'm sure.
So the top girls have come into the room, and Sharon is like, basically like, I need to let you know that it really pissed me off when you said that
This was another, sorry to cut you off, this is another Chad setup.
Check out what Sharon Needles got.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like, oh, Sharon, why don't you tell them what happened?
Oh, tell them what just happened in the other room. Perhaps a video? Well, and you could tell that Sharon was kind of, emotional about it, but
Right.
also like downplaying. You know, she wasn't like, oh, and then Alaska said that she just loves me and blah, 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 blah. She wasn't trying to rub it in.
No,
she was
she's
just
just
like,
oh,
it was really sweet
yeah.
to know that everything's okay at home and whatever. It eased my mind. But then, yes, she confronts Jiggly and is like, it really pissed me off when you said that, like, two drag queens dating is disgusting, and
You know, you can come for me, you can come for my look, you can come for my talent. It just really pissed me off when you came for my family because it's something you know nothing about.
I think it's like it was a sore spot with
It's
Sharon.
not personal, it's drag. You know what I mean? But that is personal.
She kind of walks it back and is like, yeah, I shouldn't have said it.
Maybe I shouldn't have used the word disgusting. But I don't get why this bitch is taking it so personally. It was just an opinion I voiced from me.
It was a productive yet dramatic untucked.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was
Yes.
like constructive.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have turned into, this is just too fucking much!
Sure.
Which also is great, but like it could have turned it, because everyone was like, Jiggly, you're this,
Yeah,
you're that,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
this,
yeah.
you should be this, you should be this.
It
blah,
definitely
blah, blah,
felt kind of like,
a little bit.
let's all surround Jiggly with our thoughts and feelings on how she needs to feel and act and be.
It was a little much. Then Latrice took her to church and it was all okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, so Lashauwn goes home. I don't even remember her in Untucked practically. Did she say anything?
Very little.
I barely remember her being in Untucked.
Yeah.
But then she's leaving and she's like, yeah, I mean, I think Ru probably made the right choice. I mean, what would I do with $100,000 anyway?
Right.
I mean, what am I going to do with $100,000 anyway? So, I'm happy.
I I'd be interested to see what she's up to now.
Yeah.
But yeah, she seemed like she needed a little more time in the crock pot.
In the slow cooker. Okay.
In the slow cooker. In the cock pot.
The cock pot. Oh, I forgot
She needed a
about
little
the
more
cock
time
pot.
in the cock pot.
Good. Well, so there you have it. That was this week. We will see you next Thursday or Wednesday.
Some jazz hands in it. Some fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Madonna. Lots of birdcage references
Lots
tonight.
of birdcage. We need it in our lives.
Sometimes you just do.
Don't you just need to quote the birdcage? Cheers.
Cheers.
And that's the kind of people I roll with.